How do you handle financial discussions with your wife? Phenomenal.
Yo, Patrick, back in the house, baby.
Oh man, how you doing?
I'm good. Last month, I asked you a question about how do I make noise in the podcast industry? How do I grow my show, my influence? And you're like, you got to make noise, disagree, don't go along with the flow. And I tell you what, I immediately employed that, and surprise, surprise, it works. I got people joining my mastermind. People want to connect. They're like, so anyway, I'm executing. So I appreciate that.
Sick.
Question today, again, is how do you manage financial discussions with your wife? My wife and I have been together for 16 years. We've been married for 8. I've always been an employee. And last year I made the jump to employer, run my own podcast agency. Right. And as a result of that, I took a hit in the amount of income. Right. I'm not making as much money as I was then. So it's a different season. We've also never had a budget for personal spending. And so when I start looking at all the bills that need to be paid, I'm like, here's another $2,000. Here's another $3,000. Here's another $4,000. I'm like, baby, we've got holes in the boat. We need to clog this. And so now that that's happened, I think she's feeling a little bit of stress. And so this kind of culminated to a head this past week when I moved. I'm in a new studio here, new house. And I bought sound panels on Amazon because, as you can hear, I've got some echo. It's like $25 for a bunch of sound panels. And she's like, how come you get to spend money on what you want to buy and I can't spend money and you've got this? And so we're having trouble, I think, distinguishing business budget, building a business, and those finances, and separating them from personal finances. So I'm just interested in how you've navigated those mucky waters in your long-term relationship.
How much money were you making as an employee for the 7 years before 1 year ago when you started your company?
It was about $120,000 plus benefits, retirement, health, all that.
How much are you making now?
I mean, I'm trying to limit it because I want to pour all the money back into my business, right? But I'm just trying to pay us out. She's a teacher. She makes about $2,600. I'm trying to put in $2,500 from the business to personal just so I can keep funneling. I could do more. I could put more into our, from business to finance, but.
So what else are you doing to make money? Like what is your podcast making the last year? Well, how much money are you making consulting, all the other stuff? What's total income?
So right now for this year, we're at, up to this point, we're at about 50K in revenue. I'm taking home about 25, right? I broke even last year. How many hours a
week are you working? How many hours a week are you working?
Always. I don't know. I know that's a bad answer. That's a bad answer. Let's say 40. Let's just say 40. Could be more, could be less. I don't really track it.
Can I be straight up with you? Can I just be straight up with you? Okay. All right. So listen, bro, you ain't doing your part as a husband right now. Okay. You starting your business working 40 hours a week. That's not how life works. Okay. If you drop $120,000 your job with benefits, that's $150K you're making per year. It ain't 120. You're making 150. You were a badass. I don't know what you did at your job. You're high quality. You're one of my favorite voices to listen to. I think your voice is one of the best voices in the marketplace. Incredible voice you have. You're a good-looking guy. You look like the guy from Beverly Hills 90210, Steve. You look just like that guy. I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about. No?
People tell me that. Yeah.
Yeah. You forget. He was a good-looking guy. He was the jock. He was the athlete. But I'm going to tell you, if I was her brother, I would pull you aside and I would say, "What are you doing, bro?" I said, "What are you doing? $2,500 a month? I understand this thing's going to take off." I would be driving Uber from 10 o'clock at night to 2 o'clock in the morning, making an additional $3,000 a month. I would be doing whatever I can to make sure she's not thinking about money, because if there's one thing I don't like giving up, is to give up my authority and lead in the family. I don't like that. That's me. I don't like that. My wife's not going to talk to me about $25 and tell me what I'm doing. But by the way, if she does, it's because I put myself in a situation like that where she can call me out on stuff like that. I'm not a fan of that. You're not going to tell me that kind of stuff. I just can't stand it. So
part of the challenge, I'm sorry to cut you off. Part of the challenge is, if I work more hours, she says, you don't spend enough time with me. And if I don't put it there, so I'm like caught between a rock and a hard place. But
it's on you, bro, because you got to paint a picture. Our job as leaders of the household is to paint a picture. And the picture to be painted is the following. Babe, if I stayed at that job, 120, what are some of your dreams? She tells you, okay, you realize that stuff you want How much income do I need to make to be able to provide that to you and the kids? Probably 400 grand a year. It would never happen at the last job. So do you want me to go back to that job and live a safe life? Or do you want me to make a run at $400,000 or $500,000 a year income or higher? I want you to make a run at that. If you truly want me to make a run at that, here's what's going to happen. I can't do that 40 hours a week. I got to put 60 to 80 hours a week. And here's what I'm telling you. Sundays are 100% yours. They're yours. Okay. Saturdays, I'm working half days. Even the Bible said take only one day off. I'm going on a 3 to 5 year run to make sure our family doesn't have to worry about anything. But here's what I will tell you. I'm going to take you Christmas vacation. We're going to go XYZ. Summer, we're going here, but I'm playing ball is what I'm going to be doing. I'm playing ball. And in 5 years, our life is going to go to this. In 3 years, I'm going to do this. In 5 years, I'm going to do this. And in 10 years, I'm going to do this. And I need your support. Because the last thing I want to do is play a small life and resent you not allowing me to pursue my dreams in my life. So what do you want to do, babe? You tell me. And then there's going to be a good argument, good fight. And at that moment, you have to present your argument and you have to sell her the dream. And then you have to go deliver. And trust me, when you deliver, they're not going to say anything. Nothing. Your wife's job, when the moment a wife has a kid, naturally, they're more mom first and wife first. Naturally. I don't know if that makes sense. It's very natural. They become mom first, wife second. So in the way you make it wife first, mom second, is to not have any of the stuff mom worries about financially to be scored away. Then it's wife first, mom second. Does that make sense on what I'm saying because if you do your money right, listen, man, my husband provides, takes care of the family. I got nothing to worry about. I got a killer of a husband. Husband first, mom second. Wife first, mom second. And that transition, how many of us here know brothers or friends that their wives are mom first, wife second? Plenty. And how many of us know men whose wives are husband, wife first, mom second? Plenty. Well, you got to earn the wife to be first, the mom to be second. And that's a lot of work and pressure on men. This is why we got a lot of pressure, guys, as men. It's just the truth. But we're leaders. You're a leader. You're a badass. We're not regular guys. Guys, you realize you're on a general mastermind with a guy that for 90 minutes, all he does is kick your ass and he doesn't give you what you want to hear. How annoying does that got to be? Who wants to do that? You all have issues. All of you have issues. You're not on a call where I'm sitting here talking about, with some freaking, I'm smoking weed and some, spa music is playing in the background and I'm doing some bullshit, whatever. I'm not that guy. I'm just not that guy. So if you're on here, it's because you want to improve, you want to get better, you want to be a leader, you want to be a badass. Great. That's the DNA of Valuetainment. That's why when you go to the Vault conference and we see each other, you know who you see? People like yourself. You're around people like yourself and you're like, I don't feel like I'm alone. So that's you. You're not a regular guy, Mark. My suggestion is go win the argument of wife first, mom second. And lead the family. Lead the family. I
appreciate that.
Yeah, my man. Future looks bright.
Yeah, man. Not stopping. Momentum going, baby. Let's go.
No, you're the guy. Go do it. Do the pot stuff. But go make that money.